34,000 species of spiders have been discovered through science. Nearly all are venomous, at least to their victim, and a few even to us. Spiders are poisonous creatures with which our lives are intertwined. They can be spotted in nearly every household across the globe. The majority of human beings manage to live with spiders happily. But while a majority of them are totally safe for us, for a few people, they are the ultimate sign of horror. Sticky webs are evident marks of spider movement. Complex and uneven, they trap unsuspecting victims. Tropical golden orb spiders construct the largest webs, some as huge as 1.5 meters in circumference. A fly gets trapped in the spider's web. The spider bites, injecting a poisonous venom. It covers its victim in silk to be consumed afterwards. Webs are ideal traps for aerial prey. A butterfly running into a web is most unlikely to get away. The spider's poison ensures that. Trapdoor spiders meticulously dig up a tunnel and use silken threads to fasten a trapdoor together. The trapdoor is delicately camouflaged with branches and leaves. The eager spider rests, waiting. They are extremely sensitive to contact and vibration. The ambush is followed by a deadly bite, and the victim is lugged into the spider's tomb. A tranquil pool in South America, and a newborn tadpole swims to the surface. Ignorant that a skilled fisherman, a raft spider, lurks in waiting. The spider's vibration-sensitive hairs sense even the smallest amount of movement in the water below it. The spider attacks quickly, and the tadpole is done for. When spiders bump into each other, their nature is to attack. So for the male spider, the desire to mate can lead it to danger. The smaller male tarantula must carry out a courting tradition to make the big female believe that he is all ready to mate. Spiders are susceptible to their own venom, and so he must be cautious that he doesn't end up as her dinner. The Brazilian wandering spider is amongst the most lethal stingers of their kind. Its venom is potentially deadly to man. An unaccountable number die from the strike of this dreadful eight-legged monster. Scuttling scorpions are terrible stingers. They are considered a sign of mystery, desire, and death. And still we fear them greatly for the sting in their tails. Scorpions flourish in various different surroundings around the world. These ancient stinging creatures have survived for 450 million years. Scorpions can live in the hottest places on the planet. Also, even after remaining frozen solid for 3 weeks, their life can still be restored. They can even survive radiation levels that are 200 times greater than the deadly dose for human beings. Vibration-sensitive hairs sense the prey's activities. Brutal front pincers get hold of the prey. Then the sting is injected through a syringe-like spike. Venom flows into the nervous system, immobilizing the victim. The scorpion devours, making use of its second set of pincers. The sting also helps scorpions in protecting themselves from each other. But their stings can change mating into a dance of death. This passion to mate can lead to a deadly fight. Although they possess a chemical arsenal, scorpions are a delicacy for a number of animals. Meerkats know the procedure of removing the sting before they feast on the scorpions. This might seem dangerous, but meerkats remain indifferent to the worst effects of scorpion venom. But this does not apply for human beings. Even though man is safe near most scorpions, it is advisable to be careful. The enormous imperial scorpion might seem dreadful, yet it is not dangerous to humans. But this 2-inch small scorpion from Trinidad is to be accounted for more than 400 attacks every year. Natives believe the only treatment for a sting is to eat the scorpion that injected the venom. The most lethal of all is the North African flat-tailed scorpion. The sheer volume of its own toxin, combined with its downright violent behavior, makes the fat tail a true assassin. Its venom is equivalent to that of a cobra's. Carefree visitors can at times feel the sting of the extremely poisonous yellow scorpion. A sting from these creatures results in agonizing pain in a matter of seconds. And this is just the beginning. Seizures, paralysis, cardiac arrest, and anaphylactic shock. If anti-venom hadn't been available, he could have been added to the list of victims claimed by these lethal stingers. Flying killers of the insect world are a bona fide airborne strike force worth a thought or two. It's one of the best examples of safety in numbers, and they ought to be regarded as such. Several species of flying killers dwell in closely weaved communities. Abound with countless flying killers, these teeming colonies are potentially hazardous. Honeybees coming back from a day's work are checked for a unique scent before they are okay to enter the hive. A warm day in summer is great for picnics and idyllic for wasps. A wasp discharges a scent when it stings, inspiring others to group and attack what seems like a possible danger. Even the usually calm honeybees, when bothered, can turn dangerous. This small girl was fortunate to live to tell the tale. Wasps are the most nasty of our airbound stingers. This Malaysian jeweled wasp prowls on a cockroach. The cockroach is powerless against such a tiny but resolute attacker. After taking up position, she stings her prey to just paralyze it, not to kill it. Then the helpless quarry is led away easily. In the tomb, the victim is stung once again by the wasp. Next, it lays her eggs on the still alive prey. But all victims are not powerless. The hawk wasp has its mind set on a large tarantula. The quarry gives up a fight, but stands no chance against the wasp's quick and violent attack and its deadly venom. The spider's destiny has been sealed, and it is dragged away to be consumed at the wasp's ease. Even the ones appearing vulnerable could have a surprise in store. The dazzling hues of the monarch butterfly caution the powerful hunters of its unpalatability. But some remain oblivious to the hint. This little snack leaves behind a lingering foul taste. The monarch obtains its poison by consuming noxious milkweed plant while still a caterpillar. Milkweed is poisonous to others, but isn't to the monarch. Ever since African honeybees were inadvertently introduced to South America, they have been accountable for taking the lives of up to 50 people a year. These killer bees are far more violent and brutal than their American cousins and are gradually making inroads into the United States. It has been forecasted that soon they will cover the entire spread of North America. It's an unrelenting struggle to prevent them from spreading. Mammals are the favourite pets across the world because of their adorable faces and furry coats. However, a few mammals hold a venomous secret weapon. In Australia lives a very peculiar animal. The duck-billed platypus is most likely the strangest mammal on Earth. It not only lays eggs, but also possesses toxic spurs hidden under its hind limbs. All platypuses have these spurs from birth, but after sexual maturity, only the males still possess them. Platypuses do not bother humans, but people who deal with these odd creatures have been known to bear a terrible and long-term sting. The short-tailed shrew is a familiar North American mammal, seemingly tiny, innocuous, and kind of cute. In spite of all that, it's the most infamous poisonous mammal. Its saliva has neurotoxins that paralyze quarry much larger than itself. This tiny predator must eat frequently to stay alive. Its poisonous saliva helps it to feed more speedily. Far down in the Southeast Asian jungles, scientists have come across another venomous mammal. The slow loris is a venomous gremlin of the night. As its name suggests, it's too slow to flee from its predators. So, as an alternative to this, it covers itself in poisonous saliva that makes it both foul in taste and venomous for the one who takes a bite. The broods are covered in this saliva and left home alone safely, even as their mothers are away searching for food. This exceedingly stinking skunk has the best chemical repellent of all mammals, perfect for keeping a violent mountain lion at a distance. In America, they flourish in urban areas. The defense mechanism of skunks makes them the most toxic mammal that most humans are likely to come across ever. However, there is a disease that can convert your adored pet into a killer. Every year, 30,000 people perish from rabies. They generally catch the virus from pet dogs and cats, which have been bitten or bruised by rabid wild mammals. Animals that are injected foam at the mouth and turn violent. If not dealt with in time, rabies in humans causes fever and disorientation. Then develops the phobia of water, inability to swallow, and finally paralysis and death. Rabies in South America is carried by an horrible, evil creature. Vampire bats feed generally on the blood of both wild and tamed animals. But sometimes, though, they feed on humans who are asleep. Nothing too serious if the bat is not rabid, but if it is, it could mean the kiss of death. There is no animal more loathed and dreaded than the snake. Though most snakes are harmless, there are still quite a few species which are very deadly to human beings. Snakes survive on a range of animals, but they really cherish getting small mammals. They wait quietly for the opportune moment. The hollow, syringe-like fangs release a deadly quantity of toxin, and the prey is about to be gulped down whole. Some venomous snakes, like this mangrove snake, are back-fanged and can feed only on small animals. Other snakes, like the vipers and the cobras, are front-fanged. These species have a wider bite extent and cause many more human fatalities. One very common snake in America is the rattlesnake, which is front-fanged. In the US, annually, 7,000 people are bitten by this snake, out of which 12 die. This youngster needed 3 weeks of medical care to recover from just a small bite. There are anti-venoms for nearly all deadly snake bites. Preparing the serums can be a dicey thing. Lethal snakes have to be milked, and their venom accumulated. This Gaboon viper is really deadly. It possesses the longest fangs and the most voluminous quantity of venom of any snake. Studies in green mamba venom have demonstrated that it's a very strong neurotoxin that right away goes into the nervous system and kills in 40 minutes. Finding cures for such deadly bites has managed to save many a life. The top 10 most deadly snakes in the world can all be found in the land down under. They include the much feared eastern brown snake and the perilous tiger snake. Still, it's India and Sri Lanka where death from snake bites outnumbers the other countries. The reason behind this irrecoverable problem in these two countries is overpopulation forces snakes and human beings to cohabit. And when snakes do bite, many people get no treatment as emergency medical service is either unavailable or too far away. In India, each year, 12,000 people die from snake bites alone. And the cobra is one of the most culpable of snakes. It takes the lives of 100 people every week and is capable of killing an elephant with its venom. But the most efficient human-killing snake is the small yet very hostile saw-scaled snake called the viper. It can be found in regions from India to tropical Africa, and it causes 5,000 human deaths per year. If intimidated, it rubs its scales together to bring out a high-pitched rasping noise. Neglect this warning at your own risk. A totally different world flourishes in the bushes. These miniature demons are equipped with the most advanced biological weapons. The battle under our feet seethes without our knowledge. Still, it is often brutal and startling. The North American giant centipede is nocturnal and as big as a dinner plate. Toxins from its jaws rapidly transform the young rattlesnake into a delicious nibble for this scary monster. Vibrant colors signify a venomous ability. This unfamiliar world is full of chemical and biological weaponry. The larvae of the willow beetle thrive on venomous leaves and robs the toxins for its own protection. When threatened, it discharges the venom to ward off its attackers and absorbs it back for future utilization. Sawfly larvae feast on pine needle resins and thus harbor the plant's gooey protection system. They vomit on these resin-smearing killers if they close in too much. The perplexed ant now smells rather odd. Its own family members charge and slay it. Ants live together in cohesive communities, which they will protect until death. A few birds, like the jay, utilize this caring conduct to preen themselves. The worker ant spurts formic acid on the attacker, but the bird only stretches its plumage and attracts the reprisal. Formic acid is a strong insect repellent which the jay uses to ward off parasites. In spite of this feather defense, ants are one of the most ubiquitous insects on our planet, and several of them are venomous. Probably the most fearsome of these species are the army ants of South America. They run amok through jungles, consuming everything coming in their way. Other poisonous killers cannot match this overwhelming blitz. Thousands of stinging, biting ants can easily destroy a tarantula. When this army settles at a place, a bivouac is formed, a breathing nest of up to 1 million bustling ants. No predator in its right mind would dare to disturb this impregnable biting force. Possibly the most astonishing chemical resistance is displayed by the bombardier beetle. When under assault, it brings out a perceptible explosion to thwart its killers. The chemical discharge from one of its abdominal glands produces the explosion. These chemicals react intensely with each other to bring out a steaming, acerbic fluid. A multitude of weird stingers swarm in the Venezuelan jungles. Spiky caterpillars produce a heap of mobile venoms that can be fatal to man. One scrape from these tangled spines might just be a meeting with death.